Okay, hello and welcome. It's kind of hard to look at the camera because it's in this angle. So, anyways, I'm gonna start trying to do devlogs, or rather, to upload devlog videos instead of doing streaming. I'll I'll probably do both at some point, but the reason behind that is initially I was doing streams because it was just an easy way to just get started and like document a lot of this. um, Especially because I wasn't very clear on like the things that I was doing. Like it was mostly just prototyping and experimentation. But now I feel like I'm at a point where I can be more eloquent about the things that I'm doing while I'm doing them. So yeah, I mean this is gonna be an attempt at doing that essentially. So I have a little to-do list here, and today I actually already spent some time working on this. I made a major refactor, uh, and so essentially what I did is I made I made using oceloti, more production ready, if you will. Um, I essentially centralized the whole module system, so that it's easy to know what's missing, so that it's easy to be like, hey, I require this module, and to make it easy as well to have intercommunication um, between modules, right? So I'm gonna give a little walkthrough. So essentially, there's the main oceloti module, and here I'm just defining some globals. Essentially, I'm loading the list of CSS modules that's defined here. I was thinking moments ago that maybe I should do it like how I originally intended it, which was to have independent style or script tags with a oceloti module and then a single name, uh, because it's just easier to manipulate through the DOM API, right? Like if I want to enable or disable modules, or do that type of thing, like I can, like if I do control save and I want to strip away some modules, like it's just gonna be easier to just be like, oh yeah, get this module and just remove it. So I think I'm gonna do that eventually. But for now, this is how it's set up. And so yeah, I mean, I just have this list here that I use to validate, whether modules were declared or not. Um, and there's a way to have like global utils. And then there's this global register oceloti modules function, which essentially just takes a name, dependency list, and an init function. And we just do some validations, like we make sure that the module exists, we make sure that it hasn't been already registered, we make sure that things were set up correctly, we make sure that yeah, we make sure that the dependencies exist, etc. And then finally, we run the initialize function, which returns an object. It can be anything. It's the module can export anything within that object. And well, this is gonna persist, right? So whatever you save here, you can access it via by requiring other modules essentially. And this is done by this use module function here, which essentially you pass in the name that you want, and then you just get the object. Very very simple. And then you just pass in those globals there. I have a debug line of code here just to quickly access those. But this could be removed or maintained or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Um, Anyways, so the way that you use it is very simple. You just call this function. You pass in this object name, dependencies, then your initialization function there. You can use this use module function to load it. Like I'm loading van here, and then this is not a dependency, but like if you want to use a global, you can use it through here, and it's already going to be validated because every time you run this, it's validated. Not on initialization. Well, I guess it is. I don't remember actually. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's not on the init. Well, you do call it within the same scope. Oh, never mind. It is. It is. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are gonna get improved, little by little. Like I think a lot of the window event listeners are gonna move somewhere else. But for now, I'm just living it like this. Man, today I feel like English today is not my best. I would love to just speak Spanish, but like I want people who throughout the world to be able to understand this. Um, yeah. So where I left off, I left off. Oh, what the heck? Oh, so this is where I left off. So essentially, items are much more abstract now compared to last time. So items now, it's just an array, it's just a list, and this would be part of the local bag. Each bag is gonna have a list of items. In this case, I think I'm gonna probably remove this. So I'm probably gonna abstract some of this away into the local bag, or maybe it's gonna be provided by the inventory by default. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. Anyways, so I have these two test items, right? It's a notebook paper, and I'm actually gonna add a third item, which is gonna be another notebook paper, and it's going to be you're gonna say hello, right? And yeah, it's simple stuff. So we have that. What I want to do is I want to loop through those and initialize them essentially. And the way that I'm going to do that is by using the item handlers here. So item handlers. Each item is going to have a handler. So I'm just going to try to get the handler this way. And so if there is a handler, then that means that I can use the initializer, get the descriptor, and like all of those other values, right? The name is, oh shit, wait. Oh yeah, okay. So the reason why this is an array is because you may have registered multiple handlers for the same thing. And for right now, like I just have one, but this is not gonna work. Instead, compatible handler is going to be equals to item handlers filter, and then we're just gonna say item handler, and we'll say, oh, actually it's a filter, so I don't need so much shit. Handler, we'll just make sure that the name is equals to the item letter. Yeah, and so now that's gonna give us a name, and so show so I think for now, so I have a way to select or configure a file, but for now I'm just gonna take the first item, if any, right? So if compatible handlers length, if we have them, or rather if we don't have any, right? So Then we'll say, you know, like this, we don't have a handler, and thus we'll just have to say, hey, the icon is going to be, well, essentially this two, right? And we're gonna, oh, hate that behavior. You know, I can configure it, but I'm too lazy to do it now. Okay, so then we'll do item handler, and what other thing are we gonna need? We're gonna need to set up the grid X, which is going to be calculated based on the position, right? Now, the thing about it is, like, this is just test data, right? Which is, I'm gonna have to turn these items for each function into something. Like, it's gonna be, like, whenever these inventory gets updated, like, it's gonna, like, we're gonna have to do that or something. I'm not sure yet, so I'm just using test data for now. So, you know, we're just gonna calculate that, and then to calculate this, well, it's gonna have to be, you know, the X is gonna have to be the index divided by, if I divide it by 3, now I think it's module 3. I'm too lazy to figure that out right now. Yeah. Cree.js. How do I trash this? Okay. Let's see. I need you to help me determine the grid X and Y, considering that slots is a grid of how much? 3 by 6. Each item based on each item's index. Let's just see what happens. It's not very well redacted, but I think it's gonna work. Bro, you're not using snake case. What the fuck? I wonder if that's because I'm not using the cool one. Let's see. Let's run it again. Oh no, this one's not using Markdown. What the fuck? Maybe it's because I said it should be straightforward. Oh man. Bro, what the fuck? Yeah, what's going on? Do format. I prefer tabs. That's weird. Maybe it was a bug or something. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Sorry guys, I'm a lazy person. That is correct. Oh wow, you fucking over did it. That's okay. As long as it works, that's okay. Have a way to select or configure the file. Yeah, no, it should be attached to this thing. So we'll just use the first one, and then, you know, if it's not compatible, like return. Otherwise, you know, that means that we have a compatible handler that actually goes here. And we're just gonna take the first one, and we are going to do slots. Well, we're gonna do the same thing essentially, and we are going to get the icon. I don't like that it's descriptor, because it's already using the like I'm already using icon one. And so notebook descriptor. Yeah, I don't like that. Descriptor. We'll just use that function. And we're just gonna call this so usually the thing that will pass, it's, you know, it's either content or state or both, and that's gonna help determine, you know, the description there. So in my case I just need content, but in that case it's gonna be item of content item. I could actually just pass the whole item, to be honest. That's gonna make it simpler. And we'll use the same thing. Oh wait. Where the fuck does this come from? It comes from the handler. Why am I editing it? That there. Okay, there you go. Description item. And then icon. And then there was another thing that I provide, which is the initializer and then the renderer. Okay. This one doesn't take anything. And so now the renderer, I don't think I need to add it here. Or maybe I do. Yeah, no, I do need to do that because it's going to be used probably, you know, at some point. So it's a way of storing that. I also don't, I think I should just say init for it to be consistent with the init. Oh no. I don't like that it says initializer, to be honest. On mount, on drop, it's really just gonna set it up whenever it drops. on drop. Let's just say fucking initializer. Who cares? And then the render. But the renderer, it does call that function. So it returns actually, so if this is called, it returns the element. Okay. So it's not called yet. That's good. Okay, so now we have this thing. Do you have a way to select Well, that should at least get us somewhere right now. Compatible handlers. Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. We have let's do big one. And then we're looking for the inventory one. Inventory one, yes. So we do have one. We do have one. The name from the item handlers equals the handler. It's probably because this is being loaded first. So as I was saying, like this is just test data, and so this should actually not run here. This should be done elsewhere. This should be done elsewhere, but slots needs to be accessible, and item handlers as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to load this again. You know, we don't have any items, and then you like all of this is done, blah blah blah. But just for now, just temporarily, you know, window load. After it's loaded, you know, we'll just do this. And so it still doesn't work. We do have one. Notebook paper. Oh wait, something else is going on. Oh yeah, slots. It's not reactive. It's not like I can just, you know, update that thing. Ah, okay, yeah. So for each item, you know, we're saying do this, but we need a function that allows us to add or remove items in a reactive manner. And so to do that, I'm gonna have to create a function. Function add item to bag. Yeah. And then it's gonna take the bag ID, and then it's gonna need an item. And this is by default going to be the local one, I guess. Okay, and then the thing that happens here is that we need this function here. We need this function here. And here, oh, the thing is, item and then we'll need the position. Oh, it's that one. You could also just do this instead. Slots. Slots needs to be reactive. So const slots equals van state. Boom. Now here, let's see, slots. Okay, perfect. Val. And now we can't do this. I think we need to do this. Add item to back local item position. And that's it. Of course, we're debugging, so that's why we have this at the top. We have a set of items, and for each item, instead of running all of this, we are going to maintain that code there, and we're going to say add item to bag, and we're just gonna say local. I'm actually not gonna have it like this, and I'm gonna say, you know, well, yeah, the item, we'll need the item, then we'll need the position, which is going to be like this. Index is not defined. So we need to determine, but yeah, it's, oh yeah, we need to determine that. Wait, then why the fuck do, oh yeah, we don't need it here. No. We actually don't even need the position. What we need is the index. And so I actually need the code that I had before. I probably have it here still. Let's just figure out. Hey. So these are test items. Um, I'll just I'll just not do that right now. And the index is just gonna be the index bucket. Okay, well that works, but it doesn't work. Why? Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate. Maybe I'm not doing this correctly. Band state. Oh, maybe I think maybe it works different with arrays. Band.js single. What was it? Tutorial state list. Does it have to be? Does it have to be a string? Probably not. Hmm. I have a feeling that I might have to stringify the state. Let's just make sure. One state, yes, blah, blah, blah. Slots that vault slot that map. And then we map them with each item. Let's maybe ask this guy. No, it does not know. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I saw. No, not state derived properties, just state. Oh, okay, yeah. This is what I wanted to see. Nice. Okay. So let's see. Well, that map. Well, that's better. Um, mm, but why is it returning? So like, what is it pasting here? Let's see. Oh, so it's literally just text with commas. Maybe I need to use van derive. So this function needs to return a string. Okay, so that's a problem. Use as child node. What does this mean? Used as child node. What does that mean? Well, what is this? Slots. What happens if I do that? No errors. Just a bunch of commas. I suppose it's taking all those null object null things. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this needs to return a string, it seems. And the derive is probably gonna, yeah, it's just another state, so it's gonna be the same story. Ah, okay, the state. Hmm. What's this thing? Having values in these two types carries little semantic blah blah blah. So we disallow those things. Okay. Ah, there you go. So what we can do is we can create a function that returns a span. So it's a function. I think that's the solution. And let's remove this. No, it's not. Expected, I got expression. Um, this is a fucking... Okay. Holy shit, man, this is a very messy thing. Okay. Expected closing parenthesis got this other thing instead. Yeah, this needs to be refactored. This is too messy. It's very hard to understand. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say function lot, just like that. Just slot, and then this is going to take an item, and it's going to return a list item element. And we're going to take a configuration. We're going to set up the class. And then here's the fucking tricky part. So what I'll do is I'll just say config, and then const config equals this, and then if item, then we'll just do config Yeah, no wonder. Otherwise, we'll have these two things. And then the child component is going to be this thing. Now this is more readable, so that's okay. So that's it. And so now, instead of doing all of this, we can now simplify this thing a ton. Say slot item. And now, yeah, that's fine. Because now we can do this. Of course, I wonder if this works. No. That should probably work. Expected closing parentheses, but okay. Takes a function. Returns a spreaded array. Expected rest argument name. Yeah, then expected closing parentheses got blah, blah, blah. So we're passing a function which is going to be run. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because it's not on it's not an array. Oh my god. Okay. So this returns an array, but I need this value to be spread out. So something like this. Something like this. But that's not gonna work because it's not gonna be reactive. So this needs to be, you know, a function. But then it's like, no, we don't like that. Okay. Well, we say return. Well, that's also not gonna work. Is this spread operation, what it means is that it's like within an array. So rather than spreading out the items here, I think I just need to do the whole thing. So inventory grid. So instead, what I need to do is I need to call that function there, and say like, so yeah, instead what I need to do is I need to say inventory grid, and then it's going to return that thing, and it's going to take some slots, right? There you go. Then this is going to return that, and it's not going to be reactive here. Waste. And so let's just say slots items. Let's say items list. Let's say list. That's better. And so here, this doesn't need to be a function. We can just say, let's just like spread this. That's gonna work. And inventory grid now is a function that returns that element. And so now we can do inventory grid, and we can say slots val, and that doesn't work. Oh, why not? List map slots val. Why not, dude? Okay, I just want to like make sure that we are adding that. It's actually done twice for some fucking reason. Why is it done twice? Who knows? Who else is calling this value? Oh, gotcha. No, I know why. Duh. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is not gonna trigger reactivity. Oh my god, bro. It's just kind of like Svelte. Oh my god. Or maybe not. Okay, slots val. Does that even exist at this point? It doesn't. Well, I think it's gonna work anyways, but Yeah, I don't think that made sense. So slots.val equals to, it's also going to be an array. Slots.val. There you go. So that means that probably the other code I had might have worked. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so now it's pushed at the very end, and now we have one. We have now extra values there. Okay. Yeah, because we're just appending here. Well, we don't want to append. I mean, I guess I could just you know, do this, and then we have that, but I don't want that. Um, what I want to set that specific position, and so instead I need to update that specific index and then set it. So instead of doing it like that, what I need to do is I need to replace that value, right? So it's gonna be const slots copy equals slots val, which is gonna create that copy, and then we're gonna say slots copy index equals to this thing, and then we'll say slots val equals slots copy. I think so. And then I'll do the same thing. Slots copy. Slots. Voila. There's probably a much nicer way to do this, but okay, yeah, we have this one. A piece of paper with text. An empty piece of paper. And of course it doesn't do anything yet. That's pretty nice. So now, yeah. Okay. So now we have those items there. And item to bag. So for example, I could actually, move this code away from here into here, and this one already depends on the module. And it has a bunch of shit. But now I can say, like, let's add it here instead. And this will need to be exported next to this thing here. And of course that would still work. Nice. Now this is, free from those things. And now I can focus on handling the drag and drop stuff. And so what I'll do here now, inventory launcher, yes. This is actually not an inventory launcher. This is a it's the same thing, it's just a mock. Nice. Okay, good. Now that's so that I can use this B and ET stuff. Okay, now I need to work on this. Add item to bag. Have those items there. Let's see the drag and drop now. That's gonna be here. I don't remember. On drop. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, drag over. Oh shit. Maybe not. Okay, on drop, we get the data and that data transfer thing. So, we're getting this, well, So there's no longer, oh, it is, it's right here. But we don't know, we no longer have this. We instead need either a value that we can query from, or just an object that we can reference, or it could be there from the target. Now on drag start, well, we already have the item, so why the fuck would I have to do this? I don't remember why. Stringify. Is it stringify? Then I can just stringify the item. But not only do I need the item, I actually need the reference. I need the slot reference so that I can perform, that thing. So there's the same way there's this add item bag. I'll need to have a function move item in bag, and then I'll need a reference, so I'll need an index, and then I'll need a new index, so from to. Okay, so here do we have an index here? We have an item, but that's actually, this item is actually a slot. So this no longer makes sense. And so now we have this index available to us. And so now it's easier. We can just say the index, But I would rather actually do stringify this and say, slot, then index. Oh yeah, because it's just functions. Oh, that's okay then. So content. Where's the content? State and content are and width. Like all of these fields are basically lost. Well, we're gonna have to have data here. So data is going to be item. Nice, yeah. Of course, the functions are not there, but that's fine. So now we have that. We have data. And so now here we can, well, let's see, JSON parse. Yeah, that works. Data. Now, that's not gonna work here. Like if I do it, oops. If I do it here, it's of course it's not parsable, right? So what I need to do is I need to make sure that instead of this text plain thing, this needs to be a custom thing. So oceloti, and then we're gonna say oceloti and item. And so now text data empty string. Huh. Yeah, that actually does make sense. Nice. Wait, oh fuck. Oh, but it's still trying to parse that, of course. No. So if data transfer that type, I believe, is equals to oceloti item, then if it is not, we'll just right now we don't really care about other scenarios. Well, that doesn't work. That's probably because let's do console log just to make sure that we are data transfer type. Wait, no. Oh, it's not type. Yeah, of course, it's types. Now that should work. Yes. If I drag it here, it's like, no, it doesn't do anything. Now I can also probably do the same thing. That should not be the case. How do I? Okay, so I just need to affect allowed. Can I just set it like that? Data transfer. Okay, yeah, exactly. Perfect. So you can only drag those things. Interesting. Okay. All right. Nice. So now, of course, instead of doing that, equals and then we can do move adding back from slot index to, we can get the index on each of those. So this I can probably just say index, to be honest. And what is it? Oh yeah, that's not gonna do anything. But that's not correct. Oh, it's probably... Yeah, exactly what I thought. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that is correct. Now, instead of doing that, we can now update the slots, and we can do pretty much the same as this shitty code. There's gotta be a better way to do this. Oh, but the. Why does it think it's view, man? Splice? I don't think Splice is gonna work. Let's see. How long has this video been? I forgot what I was gonna say. How do you say when the function does not say functional alternative to Splice? I feel like it's stupid. Like I was very excited about it, but I feel like it's stupid. I don't know if it's because I had added this system prompt, which is confusing, but I feel like it's stupid. Uh, I do feel like ChatGPT was kind of smarter. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong though. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna use splice. Replaces one element and index 4. Oh, but I want a function that doesn't do that. Like I want shift. Oh. Oh, whatever. What I want. Oh, okay, I didn't see this part. Well, honestly, I think mine is easier to read. Um, I'm gonna try this to see if it works, and if it doesn't work, well, whatever, right? So, so splice. How does splice work? Splice. So it takes inserts at index 1, replaces one element at index 4. Gotcha. Perfect. So from to from item equals plots val from. I don't know if I need to do this, but just to be sure. Oh wait, no, that I actually, this is gonna remove it, and I don't want to remove it. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Yeah. Slots copy. And then I'll just replace it. So 2. But then I also need to remove that, right? So slots copy from equals null. That's funny. It reanimates that whole thing. But it works. That's funny. Of course, because it mounts it all. It mounts the whole inventory. So I definitely need to add a wrapper. But I'm not even sure that I like this slide top animation here. Ugh. So I'm just gonna, leave it like this for now. Okay. Was that a bug, or was that an expectation I had that didn't, like, what was I expecting it to close? I think I was just expecting it to close. Yeah, an empty piece of paper. What? This is like an important site, but it's shitty. Why is it not better? Uh, mm, I think I'll just leave it like that. Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm almost done. That works now. Drop doesn't do anything, that's fine. Okay, let's see. Inspect doesn't do anything, that's also fine. Copy doesn't do anything, that's also fine. Trash, I think trash should at least work, but I wanted to have a dialogue that says, like, hey, are you sure? Uh, mhm. I'll work on those actions later. Um, mm, let's see. Inventory is in charge of initializing cards via card manager. I think I'm already doing that with the initializer. Well, I'm in the process of doing that, I guess. Because the thing now is, I just need to do the drop event, but but yeah, not like it's past there. This is also done now. Um, what I need to do is implement drop. Um, so here in the D&D manager, this is actually the next step. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do is I'll you know, what is this? I'm just gonna say, you know, drop event data transfer types. Let's see, const is oceloti item. If it includes that, right? Like if we have that, and if it is, then it's gonna be simple. Like if it's oceloti item, then so yeah, and I think that this needs to, because I want this to be neutral, like it has zero dependencies, and I want to keep it that way. What I want to do instead is I want to make it so that sure, it can be like, hey, yeah, I know that this is an oceloti item, you know, but I'm not gonna handle that here. It's essential. So the function here is, this should probably, oh, there you go, yeah, exactly. So D&D handlers. So we have those things here. So I think maybe the inventory should, register a new D&D handler, right? So I think register a D&D handler so that whenever something is dropped, so whenever an item or known type we can take care of that. Hmm. So for example, I want it so that, we have an inventory here, and I mean, we have an inventory in this room. But say that you don't have an inventory for whatever reason. Maybe you're making your own inventory system. Maybe it's more like just for files, and then you have your own thing, and you don't really care about inventory stuff, right? Like it's just different for whatever reason. Well, in that case, then you can say, hey, D&D manager, whenever something is dropped, make sure that it uses, like if it's these types, then do this, right? Now, because there may be multiple modules that want to handle the drop scenario. The reason why I have a D&D manager and I just don't access it directly, through the inventory JS is because I don't want it to be a place where there's a lot of drop handlers, and like a lot of things happen, like when it's dropped. I mean, maybe that is the case, right? Maybe you do have multiple, like say, whenever an oceloti item drops on the room, like sure, maybe you want the inventory system to, intervene and say like, okay, that was um dropped there, like let me render it, right? Let me render it. And but there might be another handler that says, oh, this was there, this was like dropped. Oh well, I wanna notify this other thing that's gonna take care of whatever thing, right? And so worst case scenario is you don't worst case scenario is that stuff gets added essentially, right? Like to the room. Yeah, like you could have two copies. Like if you like whenever you drag an image and you have as simple as having this, like you have an image and then you also have this. And so like say, let me clarify that. The inventory is gonna have a like an image item handler, right? And that's gonna render its own thing. It's gonna use van.js and all of that. But then there's also this native one that I added when I was initially prototyping. And I think that I really like the fact that I can just do this with HTML. Like that's sweet, You can just drop stuff. Um, so, but like if both handlers are there, then it's gonna add two images, right? And so how do we prevent that by design? Like, do we limit it to only one handler? And so you have to configure like, hey, whenever something drops, like what do you want to happen? Do you want the inventory system to take care of it, or do you want this other thing to happen? Do you want these two things to happen? But that's a configuration, right? And so I think that whenever someone's gonna configure modules, they need to be aware of those things. So this is actually, I think this matters for the developer rather than the user, although the user could, be able to change those settings if there's a way of doing that through equipment or whatever. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I actually wrote this. So once we know, the issue should be S2 select one. Yeah. So whenever something is dropped, this is where I left, and I'm gonna add a better note here. So register room drop handlers. There will be a default multiple handlers can coexist if manually configured. So yeah, I'm gonna have to let that sink in actually, and probably gonna finish the video here. I made a lot of progress today. This is an important feature, so it's important to have it that way. Yeah. So for example, this notebook thing here depends on the inventory system because it's compatible with it essentially, right? So then the inventory system takes care of that. If there was a raw notebook one installed that's not compatible with it, then like maybe there it says like, hey, whenever something drops, like use this thing. And I actually like that. I like that it's messy like that. I like that you have options because then it's kind of like Linux distros, right? Like you can have a fucking mess and a bunch of different configuration files and software, and like, yeah, like it sucks if it's not all designed together. But if you have a distro that really aims to have everything cohesive, then it's not too bad, right? And so here I have full control, and it's not like the size of Linux, right? So that's good. um, like it's just easier to modify things here because it's just the web. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go that route, and I'm gonna end the video here. I'll work on this later. I'm pretty hungry now, so I'm just gonna commit these things. Finished. Bag. Drag and drop. I don't know. I don't really want to be so specific. I mean, I refactored this whole thing, so wait, no, I don't care about this one. Bug items are now dropped. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Yeah.